Welcome back to Blue Collar Strength. My name is Jammer. I'm the working man's personal trainer, and I'm here down in my studio slash basement trying to get it done for you, cutting through all the bullshit and the hype, just delivering you the plain truth on how to reach your fitness goals as quickly as possible. If you benefit or like what you heard here today, I ask you to like my page, subscribe to this channel, go over and check out bluecollarstrengthblog.com, give me a holler over on Facebook. Anyways, down to the nuts and bolts. Today is the first in my series Principles of Progress, and that is going to be talking about the topic of volume and frequency. Okay, volume and frequency does not sound too exciting, but they are the foundation to every workout routine. Okay, so when you go into the gym, you should be following a routine, and that routine is going to lead you to your goals. If you got a crappy routine, it's going to take you a long time to reach your goals. If you got a good routine, you're going to get there in the shortest time possible. That's why you need to know about volume, and that's why you need to know about frequency. Volume is simply how much work you do for a lift or a body part in any given session. Okay, you can measure volume in sets, you can measure it in reps, you can measure it in total tonnage. Frequency is simply how often you train that particular lift or that particular body part in any given week. Do you train chest once a week? Do you train it twice a week? Do you squat once a week? Do you squat 3 times a week? Okay, those are the two key factors when it comes to any given workout program: volume and frequency. How much do you do? How often do you do it? Now, when it comes to volume and frequency, there is an inverse relationship, and that is to say, as frequency goes up, so the more you do something, volume must come down. And that's simply because you can only recover from so much work in any given session. Okay, so when it comes to volume and when it comes to frequency, what we want to do is find the optimum amount. How do we do that? Well, let me tell you, there is a principle called the law of diminishing returns. And that law simply states, or that principle states, that the more you do a thing, the less return you get from your investment. So let's just say, for instance, you do one set of bench press and it gives you a certain amount of return. Let's say 100 units of gains. Okay, well, the second set is not going to give you 100 units of gains. It may only give you 83 units of gains. And the third set may only give you 72 units of gains. In each successive set is going to give you less and less return on the amount of effort you're putting in. That's because your body's adapting, your body is wearing out and getting tired as you continue to progress during that session. Okay, you can't train for an infinite amount. Okay, now in reality, volume is really the key and the king to this whole thing, because the more volume you can do, the more return you will get. It's just not going to be exponential. Okay, 10 sets is not going to give you 10 times the results of one set. Okay, so what we want to do is we want to be efficient. We don't want to be wasting our time doing endless numbers of sets and reps that we're not getting return on. For example, let's say you're everyday gym rat and you're training chest on a Monday in the gym and you're doing 12 sets, 3 exercises, 4 sets. Okay, well, by the time you get down to that 12th set, okay, you're pretty worn out. You're not getting a lot for all the effort you're putting in. You're still sweating like crazy. Well, here's an idea. What if you just did 6 sets on Monday and then you took the other 6 sets and you put them on Thursday? Okay? That's going to make you more efficient. You're going to have upped your efficiency by 50%. Doesn't necessarily mean you'll make twice the gains, but you're certainly going to improve the rate at which you do gain. Okay? If you could do that and you had the time, okay, you could actually do 4 sets 3 times a week: Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Okay? But the reality of it is that most of us aren't going to be able to train our total body, okay, um, 3 times a week, 4 times a week, 6 times a week. There's a reality that we must face. We also must make progress in steps. You can't go from training once a week to 6 times a week. You have to first go 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And then you also have to be able to recover from those sessions. You see, there are Olympic athletes out there, and they may train 7 days a week, okay, but they're only training specific movements. They're not training their entire body. They're not doing all the power lifts with their accessory work. They're simply doing specific lifts at a very low volume very often. For the rest of us, we're probably going to find ourselves training everything around twice a week. If you have a lagging body part or a lagging lift, you can experiment with 3 times a week, okay? But you have to stay within the bounds in which you can recover, okay? You have to keep this thing real for you, okay? 3-hour sessions are not going to benefit anything, because by the time of it, the last few minutes you spend, you're going to have no energy. So you got to keep it real. You got to keep it within the amount that your body can recover. But in all reality, most of us can benefit from simply increasing our frequency and cutting our volume down. This is going to increase the amount of protein synthesis we have. It's going to increase the return that you get from each successive set that you can do, and it's going to help you reach your goals faster. Okay, so for many of you, it's going to mean you need to reshuffle your routine and cut some things back and figure out how you're all going to do that. But in anywhere in life, if I can get more bang for my buck for the same amount of effort, and that's what you'll be doing if you simply increase your frequency but cut that volume down so you can handle a second session or possibly a third session if time justifies it, you're going to reach your goals in the fastest time possible. I thank you for joining us here today. Once again, my name is Jammer. Make sure that you like this video, subscribe to my page, and just remember to prop me up beside the jukebox when I die.